Everybody, and thanks for joining me here at Slowpoke Racing. This is our we're with Ultimate Racing League. I can't even get my words out today. It's Slowpoke Racing, and you're with Ultimate Racing League. There we go, nice and slow. Take a deep breath. This is our Sunday Championship, the most popular one that Ultimate Racing League does. We've actually got 6 leagues running. We've got League of Champions, and then we've got leagues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if anybody out there is not racing in the Ultimate Racing League, hey, why not? And if you do want to get involved, then just get in touch. We're on Facebook at the Ultimate Racing League, URL Ultimate Racing League, or have a look at the website, URL ultimateracingligue.com, or just leave me a comment in the box below, and we'll see if we can get you out on track. There is plenty going on with the guys within the Ultimate Racing League, with races most nights and weekends with practices in between. So yeah, come and get involved. Now, as I said, we're with on our Sunday Championship. We're with the League One guys. I actually race in this one as well, so a bit strange commentating on the race that I'm in, but I just sort of refer to myself from third-party point of view. And we are down in Kent. I say down, it depends where you're from. If you're from Cornwall, then it's up in Kent. But for me, being somewhere in the middle of the country, it is down in Kent at Brands Hatch, 3.9 miles and 9 turns, although very tricky turns ahead of us. Fantastic track this one is. More suited, I think, to the BTCC stuff, but the GT3s do have a lot of fun around this course. So, yeah, brilliant course. And we shall crack on with it, shall we? We'll have a look down the grid. Now then, this is after 10 minutes of qualifying. We've got 2 races for you today, around 18 laps per race. The first one is just an out-and-out sprint, and the second one, there is a mandatory pit stop, as we have to use mediums and hard tyres. So the first race is soft tyres, and it is just an out-and-out sprint. You can stop if you want to, not advised, because everybody will go flying by, but if you want to stop, you can. So let's have a look at the grid, shall we, and see where everybody is. And as we can see, Scott has put himself on pole yet again. This is his 4th pole. The interesting thing is as well, Scott has actually been on the podium in every race that he's taken part in this season. So he really has set his stall out and let everybody know his intentions, and that is clearly to absolutely blitz this league and make his way into League of Champions, which it looks like he's going to do. Yeah, very, very, very quick driver is Scott. And he's, well, there you go, on pole again for the 4th time. Grasshopper is in second on the grid. Did get a win last time out at Trial Mountain, so he'll be hoping for another win today out of the 2 races. But like I say, he's got Scott in front of him. Wayne G, another very quick driver, always up there in amongst the leaders is Wayne G. He's managed to get himself 3rd on the grid. Bloomfield is 4th. Then we've got Hoggy in 5th. Grahamid is 6th. Brownie 7th. He's had a good season so far as Brownie. He's got some great battles over the last few races. So really enjoying his time in the Mustang. So keep an eye out for Brownie. Then we've got Rufus in 8th. Came up from League 2 last season. Slow start, but Rufus starting to come into his own now and has got himself 8th on the grid. Slowpoke in 9th. Then we've got Stealth in 10th, Hodgie in 11th, and Sideways George in 12th. So 12 out of 16. Harry Poppins is not with us this week, unfortunately, and poor old Harry has not managed to, well, he's only managed 1 race, should I say, out of the 4. So we're looking forward to getting him back on track and maybe even challenging Scott and Grasshopper and Wayne G. Who knows? So we're just waiting for Harry to come back. So let's get this race 1 underway, shall we? As I've said, it is soft tyres. It is an out-and-out sprint, no stops, and around this fantastic track. So we'll just wait for the klaxon, and there it goes. And we are off and running as Scott takes us up towards turn 1 at Paddock Hill Bend. Very tricky turn, this one. It's very easy to go drifting out there onto the kitty litter over on the left hand side, so let's just make sure everybody gets through. and it looks like we have, so no casualties yet. Up the hill then towards Druids at turn 2, very tight right hand hairpin, and they all come trailing down towards the bottom at Graham Hill Bend. On to Cooper Straight then, as Scott still leading from Grasshopper, Wayne G in third. Then we've got Bloomfield, Hoggy, Grahamid, Rufus. Everybody trying to warm their tyres up, fighting for position at the minute. Brownie has made his way up into 8th, Slowpoke in 9th. So made his way up into 8th, yeah. No, he's gone down actually. Brownie dropped down, didn't he? Started in 7th. So Brownie losing a spot already. Stealth in 10th. Then we've got Hodgie and Sideways. As I say, everybody just trying to get some heat into those tyres in the opening lap or two. Lovely sunny day in England, which is very unusual. It's been very wet as well, hasn't it, just lately, but it looks like the sun's out, and the track will be up to a nice warm temperature, so we should start to see some serious racing within the next lap or two when them tyres reach their maximum temperature. Scott then trying to open up a bit of a gap back to Grasshopper. Grasshopper likewise trying to open a gap up to Wayne G, but Wayne G not having any of that and keeping Grasshopper in sight. Bloomfield holding on to 4th. Then we've got Hoggy, Grahamid, as things start to warm up now, up the hill towards Druid, and Rufus in 7th. He's coming under the attention of Brownie in 8th. Slowpoke sitting there in 9th, with Hodgie just behind him in 10th. Sideways picking, I thought Sideways had picked up a penalty. No, he'd not. He's in 11th. Oh, it's Stealth that's picked up the penalty. Now then, let's just have a quick look and see what happened to Stealth in 10th. Oh, he's just a bit of a bump onto Slowpoke. Slowpoke stayed on the tarmac, but Stealth actually went onto the grass, and that's why he's picked up the half a second, so that was unlucky, and could have been a lot worse actually. We could have been a couple of cars off track, but Stealth managed to get back on very quickly, but has picked up half a second, so not the start he was hoping for. Back up at the front then, Scott trying to pull away from Grasshopper, but Grasshopper having none of that as they go down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorne Hill and into Hawthorne Bend at turn 5, this right-hander. Then we're on to Derek Minter Straight up towards turn 6, another right-hander onto Dingle Dell. Wayne G in 3rd, just keeping in touch with the guys in front of him. Bloomfield doing a great job of sticking with Wayne G. In fact, he's getting very close, isn't he now? Starting to put the pressure on Wayne G, who will just soak it up. He loves this kind of racing when it is this nice and close. He thrives on it. So Wayne G in 3rd, Bloomfield in 4th, with Grahamid in 5th. He's coming under a bit of attention from Hoggy, although it has got a mirror full of Rufus. Brownie pulls alongside Rufus, so it is Rufus and Brownie on to Brabham Straight across the start-finish line. Slowpoke sitting there in 9th. He's not really got any room, can he? He can't get by any of them. He's just got to hope that somebody in front makes a mistake, as Brownie and Rufus are battling away. So let's jump on board with Brownie. Into Druids we go at turn 2 as we start on down the hill then towards Graham Hill Bend. Quick look behind us, Slowpoke still sitting there in 9th, as Brownie looking to see if he can make an opportunity open up and get by Rufus into Surtees at turn 4. Nice tight line there from Brownie, back on the power as early as possible, but Slowpoke, what an exit he got, and has now pulled up alongside Brownie, so it is going to be a drag race down the hill towards Hawthorne Bend. A quick look to the right, and Slowpoke is still there but couldn't quite get it done and just backs out, just so that keep them both racing, so Brownie can get back on to concentrating on Rufus and Hoggy just up ahead. Brilliant stuff in these opening couple of laps then around Stirling's at turn 8 down towards turn 9. So Brownie still sitting in P8, Slowpoke in P9 with Hodgie in 10, Sideways George in 11th and Stealth down in 12th. So everybody's still pretty close to each other in these opening couple of 3 laps. Stealth just dropping off the pace just a little bit, so just got to push that extra bit now just to get back onto the back of Sideways George and put him under a bit of pressure. Back up to the top though, Scott is still leading from Grasshopper. Grasshopper, not much he can do about it at the minute. He's just got to try and stay in touch with Scott, although the gap is starting to open up. It's got to be about a second or so between Scott and Grasshopper. Wayne G in third. It's probably looking about the same distance between them two. Very difficult to tell from this position. Bloomfield in fourth, staying with Wayne G as Wayne G tries to break the slip, but Bloomfield is sticking with him and staying behind him as well. And yeah, you can see, well, I think I would say probably nearly 2 seconds gap then between Grasshopper and Wayne G at the minute. So the two, well, it's not Skechers, is it? It's oh, what is it? It's Rossi or something like that, which is the livery that Grasshopper's got. Oh, Grasshopper gets it all wrong and just manages to hold on to it. He got his wheels on the grass. Now that's cost him quite a bit of time, actually. Managed to hold on to it, so great car control from Grasshopper, but that could have been disastrous. He's let Scott get a little bit further away, and it's allowed Wayne just to creep up a little bit closer as well, but good car control from Grasshopper. Wayne G still in third, Bloom in fourth, Mohammed in fifth. He's got himself a bit of breathing space from his teammate Hoggy in sixth, Rufus in seventh, Brownie still in eighth with Slowpoke in ninth. No real change at the back here. Hodgie in 10th, Sideways 11th and Stealth down in 12th, so no real change at all throughout the pack, maybe just 1 or 2 spaces altered. Let's just go sort of mid-pack again, shall we have a look. Brownie in 8th, there we go. Rufus in 7th, having a good opening few laps is Rufus, holding on to P7. Usually runs out of fuel about now, does Rufus, but he's managed to keep going this time around. Hoggy in 6th, just chasing his teammate now. We're not sure on team orders whether Mohammed is going to stay out in front and let Hoggy hold the rest of the pack up, or there's been some sort of communication. Oh, now then, Bloomfield has managed to make a move on Wayne G and has got through, so Bloomfield has now moved up into P3 with Wayne dropping down to 4th, but Wayne is not going to be happy about that. Wayne is going to do everything he can to get back up onto the podium. I'm not sure if it was a mistake from Wayne G or a good overtake from Bloomfield. Apologies, we missed that one, but Bloomfield, it does look to have just that slightly a bit quicker pace than Wayne G at the minute. There's Bloomfield. He is trying to open up a gap. There's a couple of car lengths between the two of them at the minute as they go into Druids for the 6th time and down the hill. So yeah, Bloomfield does seem slightly quicker at the minute. Maybe Wayne's just got to get into his groove and calm down a little bit, but once he is on it, he is very quick. Just behind him it is still Mohammed in 5th with his teammate Hoggy in 6th. And as I was saying about team orders, whether it's Hoggy's job just to play wingman and hold the rest of the pack up while Mohammed tries to catch up to the back of Wayne G, or they will be told to swap over if Hoggy can get a little bit closer. Then let's just have a look at the time, shall we? Mohammed a 1:26.2 and Hoggy a 1:25, so Hoggy is quicker at the minute than his teammate, although he's not really making much ground on him. Brownie in 7th, he's really pushing hard, isn't he? He's managed to get by Rufus, so Rufus down to, so oh, as Brownie goes onto the grass, back onto the track, but now he's going to have very dirty tyres and he has got Slowpoke all over him. Slowpoke having a right good sniff around the back end of Brownie's Mustang as they come towards turn 9 into Clark Curve, and again Brownie going a little bit wide, but this time keeping it on the tarmac, so Slowpoke just has to sit there in 9th. So it is only Rufus and Brownie that have swapped positions at the minute, so Brownie will be looking to move up to Rufus and get that P7 back again. Rufus really enjoying his racing at the minute, so it is Rufus in 7th with Brownie in 8th, Slowpoke in 9th, Hodgie in 10th, Sideways George in the second of the Haribo Mustangs in 11th, and putting Hodgie under all sorts of pressure. Let's jump on board with Sideways, shall we, as we go through Surtees at turn 4. A slight hill to climb before going on to Pilgrim's Drop. Foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal all the way down here through Hawthorne Hill into Hawthorne Bend at turn 5, and now a series of right-handers. Turn 6 at Westfield Bend onto Dingle Dell. down the dip, back up the other side into Sheen Curve. A quick look behind us and we can see that Stealth is there, but Stealth going another half a second. He seems to be collecting them this time out. Through Stirling's onto Clearways and then heading towards Clark Curve, which is the final turn before getting back onto the Brabham Straight. Across the line to complete lap 7 and start lap 8. Scott still out in front, doesn't look troubled at the minute, does he? Has opened that gap now back to Grasshopper. Is quite a decent gap as well. You can just see Grasshopper coming around in the distance there. Grasshopper all on his own as well. Bloomfield not quite making the inroads he really wanted to Grasshopper, but he'll be happy with that P3 at the minute. So we've got the two Rossi teammates in second and third, so good points for their team at the minute. Wayne G in fourth, just losing touch of Bloomfield, so Wayne G just needs to pick up the pace just a little bit, and you can see that lap 7, his previous lap, was his quickest, a 1:25.1. Fastest lap of the minute is with Scott, a 1:24.2, so nearly a second quicker than Wayne G, and Wayne G is quick. Grahamid still sitting in fifth, and a lot closer to Wayne G now as well as Grahamid, so he can start to put the pressure on. Good racing from Grahamid at the minute. We're on lap 8, or coming towards the end of a lap 8 of 18. We've got Hoggy, Grahamid's teammate, in 6th. Then we've got Rufus in 7th, Slowpoke in 8th, so Slowpoke has managed to get himself in front of Brownie. So Slowpoke now eyeing up Rufus just up ahead of him, with Brownie sitting in 8th. Hodgie in 10th, Sideways 11th, and Stealth down in 12th still. No penalty this time though, which is good to see. So let's just go back into mid-pack then and have a look and see how Rufus is doing now then. Slowpoke has got a lot closer now to Rufus. We'll go on board with Rufus. As we're going around turn 4 then, through Surtees, up the hill, and a very quick opening sector for Rufus. You could just see they've got the purple sector pop up then, so Rufus going very quick through that sector. Quick look behind us, Slowpoke's there but not quite within striking distance at the minute, so Rufus just playing it nice and cool, keeping it on the tarmac, just concentrating on his own race. Nicely done through Westfield Bend at turn 6. As we go through Sheen Curve at turn 7, just teasing the grass there on the left hand side but not getting his wheels on it. This looks like a good lap from Rufus, steady in the 1:25s, so just over a second slower than Scott's fastest, but still that is good racing from Rufus, so we'll just stick with him as he crosses the line. You can see Slowpoke just getting a little bit closer. Oh, and that's a good lap there from Rufus, a 1:24.8. We just need to concentrate. So good racing from Rufus at the minute. Now then, it looks like it's getting a little bit tastier just up ahead as Hoggy has caught up to the back of his teammate Grahamid. Grahamid was sniffing around the rear end of Wayne G's car a lap or so ago, but Grahamid must have had a bit of an issue somewhere along the line because Hoggy has caught right up to him. Now then, will the race engineers be telling Grahamid to move over and let Hoggy by, as Hoggy is slightly quicker? Let's have a look. Grahamid's last lap 1:26.3, so there was definitely a problem. Hoggy a 1:25.3, so a second quicker between the two teammates, so there was obviously something that held Grahamid up. So yeah, the big question is, are there team orders and will Grahamid move over and let Hoggy through? Rufus still in 7th, Slowpoke in 8th with Brownie in 9th, Hodgie 10th, Sideways, then Stealth. Up at the top, Scott, well, doing what Scott does every week. He's got himself out in front and he's off and running and not bothering to look back. That is quite a lead he has at the minute over Grasshopper sitting in 2nd. Grasshopper looking very comfortable though in 2nd. He's got nobody behind him putting any kind of pressure on. His nearest rival is his teammate Bloomfield, having a tremendous race to hold on to P3 ahead of Wayne G at the minute. And looking good is Bloomfield. Now then, Wayne G does look like he's gaining, so perhaps he's woke up now and decided to make a race of it. So Wayne G, it does look like he's getting a little bit closer to Bloomfield. So it's going to be an interesting battle between those two in the closing stages. Where are we now? We are at lap 11 of 18. Grahamid still in 5th, Hoggy in 6th. Nothing too exciting happening at the minute. Rufus in 7th, Slowpoke in 8th. Slowpoke getting closer to Rufus. Is going to have a look as we come down the hill towards Westfield. Just trying to put the pressure on Rufus, trying to force a mistake from him. Hoping that Rufus gets a wheel on the grass or into the gravel. As he did there, he went very wide, Rufus, but managed to keep 2 of the wheels on the tarmac. So Rufus still in 7th, Slowpoke in 8th. Brownie dropped off of those 2 a little bit, still in P9 and all on his own at the minute, no pressure either way. Then we've got a battle then for 10th as Hodgie holding on to P10 at the minute, but we've got Sideways George in 11th with Stealth in 12th, so these 3 fighting it out for that P10, which currently Hodgie holds. Into Druids they go. Stealth having well, take evasive action then. I think he nearly ran into the back of Sideways George. The Sideways gets ever closer to Hodgie and put him in under pressure. But we'll jump on board with Sideways, shall we? Up into Surtees. Oh, Sideways just had to back out as Hodgie slams the door on him. Hodgie very good at defending his position. He is very difficult to get by, is Hodgie. I've raced against him in many races, had a lot of battles, and yeah, he is a proper customer to try and overtake. So Sideways has really got to pull something special out of the bag if he wants P10 off of Hodgie. A quick look behind us, Stealth sniffing around the rear end there, just waiting for one of these 2 to make a mistake. But yeah, we're just round there, nice and simple for Sideways. Back on the power again, heading towards Clark Curve at turn 9 before going on to the Brabham Straight then for the 12th time, just to complete this lap. So we'll leave them to it, and we'll go back up to the top and see what's happened to Scott. Absolutely nothing. He's just out there enjoying the race. Probably got the radio on now. Don't have radios now, do we? It's all what is it, Android Auto or Apple Play or something. So that's probably what he's doing, flicking through Spotify, trying to pick his favourite album to listen to. He's that far in front, he can afford to actually pull over and go through his songs. But no, he's going to keep pushing. Absolute consistent laps in the 124s. That is what puts him at the top of the table at the minute. It is the consistency. Grasshopper, likewise consistencies. He's in the 125s. He has got a couple of 124s in there, but consistently 125s, and that's why he's still sitting in P2. Wayne G, oh, he's got the move done on Bloomfield. We didn't see it. Shall we go back? Let's see how far we can go back. Well, there we go. Oh, get it right. It was into Druids then. Wayne G just sitting behind Bloomfield now. Then Wayne G, good exit out of Druids down the hill to Graham Hill Bend. Oh, and there we go. Bloomfield just got it all wrong and went very, very wide. Corrected himself back onto the track, but Wayne G had already gone through. So Wayne G said thank you very much. So let's just move it forward to where we were. So Wayne G then up into P3, and we'll be getting a sip of the old champagne if he can hold on to that position. The 2 up front are well, too far ahead, I think, for him to make any further progress than the 3rd start of the podium, but I'm sure Wayne G will be pleased with that anyway. Bloomfield, that mistake he made on the last lap, well, sorry, a few laps ago, has cost him, put him down to P4. He'll still be pleased with that, I'm pretty sure, but not as pleased as he would have been getting on the podium. Hoggy still in 5th. Well, I say still, he was behind his teammate, wasn't he? So what's happened to Grahamid? Oh, Grahamid's down in 8th. Now then, we have had quite a change actually. So while we were skipping through what happened to Wayne G, so Bloomfield in 4th, Hoggy in 5th, Slowpoke has made his way up into 6th, so has managed to get by Rufus. Rufus still at him though in 7th, Grahamid down in 8th, so I can only assume that Grahamid has had a bit of an issue and maybe come off the track somewhere, which has dropped him down to 8th and allowed Slowpoke and Rufus through, but Slowpoke got himself up into 6th now, with Rufus in 7th, Grahamid in 8th. We're on lap 14 of 18, we're just about to complete lap 14. Brownie still down in 9th, Sideways George in 10th. He's managed to get that P10 off of Hodgie, but then goes off onto the gravel. Oh, come on, get back on again, get back on. He's back on track, but Hodgie goes through. Sideways George, very dirty tyres. And Stealth says thank you very much, and he moves through. So that's unlucky for Sideways. Got to be careful around these next couple of turns as well because of that gravel all over the tyres. That was so unlucky. Did all the hard work, got himself up into P10, and then it all went wrong when he hit that gravel. Scott out in front. We know he is. Grasshopper still in 2nd. Wayne G in 3rd. Now let's just have a look and see where Bloomfield is compared to Wayne G. There is a few car lengths between the two of them, so it is looking like the podium at the minute is going to be Scott, Grasshopper and Wayne G. Bloomfield doing everything he can to catch up. Hoggy in 5th, Slowpoke in 6th with Rufus chasing him down in 7th. Very difficult track to overtake on this one, as that Rufus gets very close to Slowpoke, having a good old sniff around the rear end, isn't he? Hamid still sitting there in 8th, waiting for something to happen up ahead so that he can step through. Like I say, it's a very difficult track to overtake on. You've only got a few spots to do it, and you've really got to get very, very close to the guy in front if you want to make any moves. Oh, Graham, I thought he'd lost it then, but no, managed to hold on to it. Brownie's still in 9th. Then we've got Hodgie back up into 10th with Stealth this time in 11th. And Stealth looking to move up and take P10 away from Hodgie. Let's just very quickly jump on board, shall we, with Stealth. Very quick into Druids is Stealth, and then out and down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend at turn 3. Quick dab of the old brakes, down a gear and back onto the power again. Up towards turn 4 then at Surtees, and up this slight hill before going over the crest and then down Pilgrim's Drop towards the Hawthorns. And Stealth right in the slipstream of Hodgie. Now then, which way is Stealth going to go? He moves to the right, he's on the inside, just backs out. No, Hodgie backs out as well, so Stealth back on the power. Now then, where is he? There's Hodgie. I thought he backed out, but no, Stealth just has to come off the accelerator as he saw Hodgie going to make that move. Up the hill they go then to Sprucine Curve into Sterling's, and he's still Hodgie in P10, Sideways just behind Stealth in 12th. Fantastic stuff from these guys. This is as close as we're getting to a battle. Let's have a look, shall we? Hoggy still in 5th, Slowpoke in 6th. This is about as close as the battle we've got. Slowpoke in 6th, just holding on to 6th with Rufus in 7th, Grahamid in 8th. We're on lap 17 of 18. Scott pretty much got this race sewn up. Grasshopper in 2nd. Don't think anybody's going to catch him, and Wayne G in 3rd. So it is all in the mid pack as we follow Rufus. In fact, we'll go on board with Rufus, shall we? In 7th as he chases Slowpoke down Pilgrim's Rock towards Hawthorns. Into turn 5 at Hawthorn Bend. Quick look behind us, we can see Grahamid bearing down on us in 8th, trying to look for an opening. Rufus very quick through these right hand turns. Up the hill we go through Sheen Curve. Now it is down towards Sterling's. Oh, and there's contact. Oh no, there's contact. Let's get out to there and have a look and see what happened there. Rufus very quick through these turns, but as I say, there is just no room to make a move. Now then, as we go through Sheen Curve, we start on down the hill, Slowpoke sticking to his racing line. Rufus has a bit of a look up the inside, and contact made. Slowpoke out onto the gravel. Grahamid waves as he overtakes the pair of them. Rufus just waits for Slowpoke to get back on track again, but that's allowed Grahamid through and up into 6th position. Brownie in 9th, now challenging Rufus. So it is side by side as they come towards turn 1, and Brownie just manages to get his nose in front of Rufus, and now he's having a good old sniff of the rear end of Slowpoke's Mustang as they go up the hill towards Druids. Slowpoke just holding on to P7 on this final lap, then down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. This is as close as we've got to a fight, and it is Brownie pushing Slowpoke all the way up towards turn 4, and Surtees. Rufus in there in 9th, but it is Brownie challenging Slowpoke at the minute. Now then, is Brownie in the slipstream? Can he make a move as they go down the hill? Slowpoke trying to make that Mustang as wide as he possibly can, and sticking to the middle of the track. He doesn't want to give Brownie any room at all. He doesn't want to give him any kind of openings as they come around these final turns. We're going to have to go up to Scott as he crosses the line a long way ahead of his nearest rival, which is going to be Grasshopper. So Scott, well, I think by the time the guys at the back finish, Scott would be on his 3rd sandwich. Grasshopper across the line then to take 2nd. Wayne G, a flash of the lights, he's enjoyed that, to take P3. Bloomfield across the line in 4th. Hoggy 5th. Grahamid gratefully takes 6th. Slowpoke 7th. Brownie 8th. Rufus 9. Hodgie just coming around the final turn now, being chased by Stealth, but it looks like Hodgie is going to cross the line in 10th, with Stealth 11th, and then Sideways will come across the line in 12th. So some fantastic battles taking part in race 1. If you did enjoy these races, please remember to hit the like button and join me back here again at Brands Hatch for race 2, where we will have a tyre change.